يلقاه منشورا اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. So as we recite this ayat from Surah Al-Isra, the concept or the idea of the kitab that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to us on the day of judgment it's very it's very interesting, but at the same time it's very scary, subhanallah, that everything that we've done in this dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring it back exactly the same way we did it. Exactly. Okay? So think of your life as a book, like an empty book. And you're the one who actually writes in this book. Okay? You open the pages and they're all blank. There's nothing in there. And every single day you're the one who is actually writing this book. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring this book to you. So you finish the book, it will be taken from you. And you're going to give this, you're going to be handed over again on the day of judgment. Okay? So when you open this book, you will find every single act of good deeds, bad deeds, everything that you did. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring it to you. And He said, كَفَى بِنَفْسِكَ الْيَوْمَ عَلَيْكَ حَسِيبًا. All right, check your book. Do you see anything here which you haven't done? Is there anything, is there any mistakes here? The answer is no. The answer would definitely be no, because you're the one who wrote the book. Okay? So I'm just giving you this analogy. So as you start your day, you think of the empty on the blank, the book with the blank pages. And every single thing, you're the one who's writing it. Okay? And Allah will just bring it back to you. اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. So before seeing any word, before doing anything, think of that book. In Surah Al-Kahf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ويقولون يا ويلتنا ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها ووجدوا ما عملوا حاضرا ولا يظلم ربك أحدا. They will look at the book and like, wait a minute, that's literally everything that I did. There's even the small things, even that word that I said, this is that, even this, even that. Okay? They will be surprised. They will be in shock in the day of judgment, right? ما لهذا الكتاب ووجدوا ما عملوا حاضرا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing that again. He's saying that everything they've done in dunya, they will see it in front of them. ولا يظلم ربك أحدا. There is no dhulm. Allah will do justice with everyone. Okay? If you repented to Allah Azza wa Jal, khalas, they were there, they will be erased. But we're talking about the ma'asi and the sins, all right, and the evil doing that you have not repented from them. They're gonna be still there, and they were going to be brought back to you, and then it's gonna be too late. All right. So inshallah, let's think of this, ikhwani. It's your book. You write in your book whatever you want to say in the day of judgment. Okay. How about this idea? The second ayah that I was just reflecting on as I was reciting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the same surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا أَرَدْنَا أَن نُهْلِكَ قَرْيَةً أَمَرْنَا مُتْرَفِيهَا فَفَسَقُوا فِيهَا فَحَقَّ عَلَيْهَا الْقَوْلُ فَدَمَّرْنَاهَا تَدْمِيرًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us whenever we have intention or intent to destroy a society, we command its elite. Okay? And this is very relevant to what people are actually talking about nowadays. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we commend the elite, the VIPs, the billionaires, the people with power, okay? So they act in such evil way. So the decree of punishment is justified in this case, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we destroy it utterly, okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes the elite of these people and they act as if there is no God, nobody else has power by them, that they can do anything, there is no justice when it comes to them, all right, they cannot run away with anything that they do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, these people, they do this, such horrible acts, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, because of that, we destroy the whole entire town, okay? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَكَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا مِنَ الْقُرُونِ مِنْ بَعْدِ نُوحٍ. Look how many nations we destroyed after Nuh alayhi salam. He's reminding us of the nations in the past. So I just wanted to reflect as I was reciting. I'm actually reflecting on the current scandal that the whole world is talking about, and people are not, realizing how such evil acts were happening in one of these islands, and I'm talking about, right? And all of these things happening. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about in Surah Al-Isra. Just to get back to the Quran. He said the elite, huh? أمرنا مترفيها ففسقوا فيها فحق عليها القول. Because of the act, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroys all of that. All right? And again, the destruction doesn't have to come in a form of like, what happened to the people of Ad and Thamud. It could be in so many different ways. It could be the inflation, it could be the poverty, it could be the crimes, it could be so many other ways, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about this in the Quran. That's what happens. Okay? That's what happens. The elite, they usually are the people who cause all of this, mess in the world. And unfortunately, we look up to this elite. Our kids look up to this elite, and everyone wants to be like them, and they're not realizing the things that they do. And obviously, we're not generalizing. There are a lot of good people, out there, but I can safely say it's a majority. All right? It is the majority. فَفَسَقُوا فِيهَا. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَفَسَقُوا فِيهَا. They do such horrible acts. فَحَقَّ عَلَيْهَا الْقَوْلِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, then the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes because of their act and because there is no justice. The people can do anything just because they have the wealth, they have the power, they have the authority, they have everything. كَلَّا إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَنْ رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. They have nobody to stop them because actually they're the ones who are supposed to do justice. They're the ones who have power, right? So if you have the power and you're not establishing justice against yourself, I recited yesterday in Surah An-Nisa. It was yesterday. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم. All right, do justice even against your own selves. By the way, there was one place in Harvard Law School where they had this ayah, this verse, كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم. Do justice even it's against your own self. أو الوالدين والأقربين, even your own parents, even your family members. إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله ولا بهم. Don't worry, don't say, he's poor, but this and that, they're good people. Don't worry about this. They did something wrong, establish justice. Even if against yourself. Subhanallah. Why against yourself? Because if you run away with whatever act you did in this dunya, it will be brought back in your book. Remember the book? Allah will give it to you. Do you remember when you did this? Yes, you were able to get away with that in dunya because you had power, you had wealth, you had all of that. But today, لا ظلم اليوم. Everyone is equal in front of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? All of this fake covers, they're going to be, subhanAllah, they're going to be lifted and removed. And everything is going to be open and clear in front of Allah Azza wa Jal. So if the court of dunya is doing injustice, then the court of akhirah definitely will bring justice back. Right? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to recite the Quran and reflect upon the Quran, Ya Rabbil Alameen, and apply the ayat of Quran in our lives. Allahumma ameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. عايزه